Okay, so like I just did a full VOD review of this and I wasn't recording. So instead, what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna do like a speed run. I'm gonna speed run through this, go over everything I found in the VOD. So it should be about a shorter video, maybe like a 20 something minute video, where I just go over the main mistakes that I found. Also, if you want coaching, check out the top link in the description or DM me on Discord for more information. Okay, cool. We shoot this. Cool, 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 cool. So if we want to take this elevator, which I get, you know, you want to clear the high ground. Watch out for there to be 8 million people who can shoot you, and stay on the elevator. Like don't drop onto the roof because it's hard to get off for some reason. It's like really hard to jump like off the roof. Just make sure there's not 8 people who can shoot at you because they can just do a million damage and then you just get go. Okay. Here you should have carnage earlier. So like when you pull in the diva, carnage earlier, and then you would have hit her. Yeah. Okay. Okay. So here, instead of just fighting the diva, which doesn't really get you any value because she's not killable, instead push forward a little bit, over here, and then go for these people. Because like you know there's people on this street here, so you can take this off angle whilst they're looking at like you know your tracer your tracer up here, or like your teams. Like none of these guys are looking at you, so you can take this off angle. You like use your cooldowns to try and get them low, try and force their cooldowns, and then once they've used like slide or shield bash or whip shot, then you can use your shout to capitalize. Let me quickly turn down the game audio. Okay, there we go. So you can walk on this off angle when they're distracted, and because they're distracted, you can just walk in for free and just shoot and use your cooldowns. And instead of fighting this diva, you probably would have gotten a lot more value from going for the squishies. Because one of this player's mistakes is that their target priority is a little bit skewed. They tend to shoot the diva way more often than they should when there's way more killable targets on their screen. Good carnage. Okay, so I break here. She used whip shot and bash. Walk on this. Immediately just walk forward, no fear. Who cares if they shoot you? You shout to get out if you get low. So you just walk forward here, overextend, and then you shout to get back to the corner here. You know, I'm gonna call this the recharge corner. So currently this is your recharge corner. This is where you can kind of play to like throw knives and see if you can walk forward. Right now you can see you can walk forward. So go for this guy, try and kill him, force that cooldowns. If not, and you get low, you could just shout back and go to your recharge corner. But if you don't really get low, you can use your shout to just walk on this guy and kill him. So there's no reason to not walk on that when Brig is low HP and Eva just flew out. Like you need to push this Brig now. She's so out of position. She's so killable. You need to go for this guy. There's no reason why this guy should not be dead in the next 5 seconds. So at 3:14, this Brig should be dead. Brig is not dead. Unfortunate. Okay. See, like if you use shout earlier, this guy would have already been dead, and you would have had your shout again to use it on a different guy when the Soj or the Bap or the Diva's low. This guy should already be dead because you should use your shout to go on it. But because you played too passive, she now gets out, and now you have to use this shout on her. But this shout could have been used on someone else. Okay, we push her. Just I don't mind you pushing if you've got shout. Just be careful of overextending. Because, like, look back at your team. They're really far back with their team forward, and you're really kind of in. So just be kind of careful here. Like, I don't mind you fighting this. It's not horrible. But just be careful. Because when you get low, you need to shout. Okay, cool. Shoot Diva. Okay. The thing with shout. Oh, okay, let me just explain all of our cooldowns. So, knife and carnage, we want to use them as much as possible to try and get as much value as we can, because they're pretty short cooldowns. Knife, you know, just don't rush it. It is okay to miss the knife as long as you try to land it without just fucking throwing it out there. And carnage, obviously, we have to play corners and play close to get value from it. But don't be afraid to use it. It's not something we should like hold on to. But shout is the cooldown we want to hold on to until something happens. And that until is going to be one of two things. Either an advantage opens up, and an advantage is going to be if someone is low, if someone is out of position, that they're on their own. If you use your knife to pull someone in and you pull them into you, just knife them or carnage them because they're in your face. Or if they have no cooldowns because they can't get away from your shout. Or number two, you push and you go for kills and you realize you're not going to get anything and you're getting low HP. You're going to use shout to get out. That's how you use your cooldowns. Don't worry if you whiff knife, whiff carnage, whiff shout, but just like understand how to do it better. So like here, like you miss knife, and like I could go, well, you should have probably aimed it better. But like, yeah, obviously everyone's gonna tell you like, so if you want to get good at Widow, you gotta hit shots. Yeah, no shit. You know, oh, you missed, whatever. But like you're using the knife, you're using the carnage, and then when you get low, you shout out. This is good. You get healed, and then when we don't have shout, we want to play safer. I'm not saying do nothing, but play a little safer. So you know you can go for a knife on this guy, and then you know just try and show the knife. Okay. So you can't hear it because I've got the game turned off. Let me turn it off a bit. You can't hear it, but they used 2 support ults. Be very careful because this kind of gives them an advantage where like they have a bunch of healing, a bunch of damage. So just watch out. Okay, we kill this guy. We knife the Reaper. And we get nanoed. Okay, bad carnage because he's in Wraith. You can't kill him. Let me just go back. So yeah, we pull him in. Like if you wanted to go for a carnage as you pulled him in, cool. But don't carnage if he's already in Wraith because you can't hit him. If you carnaged and then he Wraith, then it's like, oh, whatever. And Mudkip, ask yourself, did you really need the ult to win that fight? No. And I'm going to answer why. If I go bird's eye view, what do you see? You see junkerqueen, Anna, and Tracer all off-angling these 2 guys. Reaper is just about 25 HP with no Wraith. D.Va is almost 5 HP. Do you really think you need ult to win this fight? Especially when you've got your carnage and your knife? No, you don't. So just shoot the guy, kill them, and then you win. And, you know, small nitpick, you didn't really need the shout there. Just go behind the fountain without shout, like you're fine. Okay, we want to move forward and take space. If you watched my last video, you would understand why that's important. Okay, why are we moving back? We don't. No. Don't move backwards here. You're already at such a good advantage, and you're like it's scary because Ash is shooting you, but you're not gonna die. Why? Like why are you not gonna die? Because you've got Anna. Because you've got Wu Yang. You're not going to die to one Ash unless she's like cheating, and even then you're probably not gonna die. So once you see this BAP running away, moving backwards, you go forwards and shoot him because he's low. Like he's used lamp, he has no regen burst, he's one to be just push, just go. You probably would have been able to catch up to this Ash if you were already walking forward, but instead you just walk backwards for some reason. You get boots off, unlucky. Let's see this knife. You go fishing, he just dodges it because he's got ultra instinct. I mean, like, there's not much you can do when your opponents can see into the future. Unlucky. Okay, we get low, we shout, cool. We can just push cart here. Like, it's kind of risky, but like, we can kind of just like sit here. The reason why we can sit here is because no one can shoot us. Soldier can't shoot us. D.Va can't do anything unless she drops, and if she drops, then you can just melee her, and these guys can't see you. Maybe like maybe your team gets fucked, but you're safe. Like I can't speak today. You're in safety, and you are pushing cart, so it's fine. Now this is kind of a tough spot because they have a very good high ground control, and you're on queen. So we have basically 2 choices. The third one is possible but not very viable. So the first choice is we just sit on cart and we just sit right here and push it until someone pushes us, and then we shoot them, and then they run away, and we push the cart to a point where it's a little easier for your team to move around the map. Option 2 is to go fishing, and what that means is we're just gonna like sit here, use our knife, try and pull someone down, and try and get a kill. Possible, kind of unlikely, because they have D.Va, Kiri, Brig, Ashe. All of these guys have a way to either protect themselves or get back up onto the high ground, and you're not going to hit the soldier because he's so far away. So you could try fishing. It's not really going to work. Or you could try the forbidden strat and just walk on them. Now I don't recommend that because it's like there's going to be literally 4 or 5 people like looking at you. It's going to be very hard. So I'd say just walk on the cart and try and move cart. Because that way you're going to be like automatically taking space, because the enemies have to turn to look at you on the cart as it moves. So yeah, this is basically what you're doing. Like you're not moving the cart, but you're going into an area where the cart is going to be, and it makes them drop. Again, you know, our target priority here, it's like kind of iffy. Like sure, the D.Va's in our face, but is she really going to die, right? Is she really going to die? Like we have our cooldowns. D.Va's in front of us. Is she really gonna die? Could we maybe, you know, maybe go on the left, try and knife D.Va or the Brig, sorry, or like could we maybe just walk past the D.Va, perhaps, go for a carnage maybe, and then everything's fine because we can shut out. I don't like the idea of sitting here and just pummeling D.Va for ages and ages and ages because she's just gonna get healed. But it's not horrible. But like right now, like you can maybe just like, you know, just like at least turn around and see if you can make something happen. I'm not saying you have to go for these guys. I take back what I said. Shooting D.Va there is like okay, but at least like turn around and see. Oh yeah, maybe I can shoot this guy. Like any of these guys. Also, I'm going on a lot of side tangents here. As tank, it's really important that you want to try and minimize the amount of people shooting you at one time. Best case scenario is like when you're taking a fight, you want to only be able to get shot at by like one person. I think Mauga players make this mistake a lot, where they're like shooting D.Va, right? Imagine you're playing Mauga, and you're just shooting D.Va. Cool, that's great. You know, you're shooting someone, cool. But you have 3 other people looking at you and also shooting you. Why is that? Because you're kind of in the open. So would you not rather be here and still getting the same value by shooting the D.Va, but you also can't get shot at by the enemies? So that's a really long side tangent. I apologize. Okay. See, I like this. We go for people, they're kind of in open space, we go for life and stuff. But now D.Va is actually killable. Now you can go for D.Va because she's killable. Why is she killable? Because she has low HP. Her DM's probably gonna like run out soon. So you can actually go for this guy. Or you can go for the Brig because she's just walked in front of you. But let's see what you do. Okay, so you walk, you kill the Brig somehow, she has a shield up, let me go for the Ashe. That's fine. When you get Wu Yang ulted, you just want to run onto someone who can't easily get away. Okay, we should Gary. Let me take space. Nice. I like this. But before I watch the rest, I'd say you can just play on one of these 2 corners. Because then it's going to make it really hard for them to actually walk out. And by the time they walk out, they're going to have less health, less cooldowns, because they use them just trying to get out of the door because you're pressuring them. And the reason you can do this is because you've got all of your cooldowns, and you have your ultimate, which is going to refresh your cooldowns. So you have two sets of cooldowns, plus ult as well. Yeah, I don't really like being back here, because it just lets them walk forward for free. You see how they're able to just walk through this open space for free? This shouldn't really be happening. At like worst, we should at least be here and shooting them as they walk out. Or we should be kind of like over here. I don't know why D.Va's invisible. We should be already here, making it really hard for them to cross. Because we have our cooldowns and we have our ult. So if like anything happens, if we force out Suzu, then we could just run in here, use our cooldowns and ult, and then it's going to be a guaranteed fight win. There's nothing they can do. And I'm saying like use your cooldowns because this player's got the perk where the cooldowns get refreshed when you ult. So let's see what happens this fight. So we go for the Brig because she's playing close. Use our carnage. And she uses rally. Whatever. Back up a little bit. We don't have to back up that too far. Just like play like over here. We have no shout and they have rally. There's no reason to really try and go in right now. to just like play here, or if you want, you know, rotate through this room, and then you can like go over here, try and shoot them in the back, like make them look at you, make space for your team, because if they're looking at you, then your team can walk forward and shoot them. Or if they keep looking over here, you can use your knife to pull them in, carnage, and then if things get dangerous, just back up. Or you could go on the high ground, because there is a guy here. And then that would force like the Brig to use packs, the D.Va to fly up, the Kiriko to maybe TP Suzu. And then if they do that, it gives space for the rest of your team to move around the map freely. And we walk forward. Again, target priority. Why would we go for the D.Va when we just saw the Brig bash right in our faces? Like we just saw the Brig bash. If you turn 90 degrees right now, you get a free kill. Easy peasy. But instead we just go for the D.Va because we're just like unaware or something. But I'm not sure how, because like, you see the Brig and then she bashes past you, so she has no movement, and then we just like don't shoot that. I don't know. Okay, I see what went wrong there. So, you had two choices to make, and you didn't make any of them in time. So you had two choices here. So up until the Ashe uses Bob. So when Ashe uses Bob, and you kind of see where where it is, you have to make a choice. You gonna run to cover, which you probably should because you have no cooldowns, or you know, or are you gonna walk further, go over here and use ult to just fight these guys and hope that your team isn't going to dart to Bob, and then you can fight in their backline, and then you get your cooldowns back so you can, you know, go back to cover. The problem is, and like I think any of those two choices like would have been fine, but you didn't make any of them until it was too late, because like you're fighting, and then you see Bob, and you're like, oh crap, let me run to cover, and then you're like, wait, no, let me fight. And then you're like, oh wait, no, I need to run to cover, and then you did it too slow. You like you made the choice too slowly, and then you ended up dying anyway. Also, you haven't used your ult in a while, and like I know they've got a Kiriko, but sometimes you just have to rip the ult. Like even if you can't force out Suzu, like you know, ideally we would want to force out Suzu because she could just cleanse the anti. But sometimes we just have to rip the ult. So here, I don't mind brawling. This is fine. We have our team here. Okay, good ult. We kill Curry, and we have shout as well. So there's no reason why we can't get aggressive. Okay, these bombs. Pushing here is crazy. Yeah, pushing there is kind of crazy. The reason why pushing there is crazy is because if we look at you compared to that team, right? We're in open space, like not completely open space because like we have the car here, but we're dropping in front of Soldier, Brig, and Ashe. 3 people who can shoot us all at once, and it's just very dangerous. Like honestly, you could have just stayed up top, kept shooting the D.Va, forced her out because like your whole team's here, right? You could just force out the D.Va. Then you can keep controlling the high ground. You know, you can either go on the right, go on this lane, or go on the left lane. Don't think it really matters. And then, when you want to drop, you can drop for free because you have the high ground. And then your Wu Yang came with you as well because you dropped. Also, it's not exactly on you. You know, he made that choice, but he was influenced by you dropping. Okay, so we get nanoed. Let's go in. We use our carnage. Cool. Pummel carry. Whoa! Why are we going for the D.Va? Whoa, you're banned. I'm banning you. Okay, what happens? We kill D.Va, go for the Ashe. And then you just lose, right? Like you just lose. Yeah, okay, so I'd say the reason why you lost this fight is if we go way back, we go really far back, back to here. Okay, so we get nanoed. So we go in, cool. We go for the Kiriko, cool. You know, we're just using our cooldowns, type shit. We kill Kiriko. This is where everything goes wrong. And it comes out to target priority again. Why are we going for the D.Va when the Brig is right here? You're nanoed. Walk on this guy, erase him from reality. today. But we don't do that, and it snowballs into her killing Anna, and then so she kills Anna, or she distracts Anna to the point where Wu Yang dies because of it, because Anna can't heal the Wu Yang, and then because you've got no supports, basically you just end up falling apart. That whole thing happened because you didn't go for the break, and it's not like this is like rocket science either. This is not rocket science. This is okay. I kill Kiriko. I know Brig has no cooldowns because she just used both of them on me. Her whip shot and her shield bash. So now I just go for the Brig. Why? Because she's more killable than D.Va. Like this guy can live forever and ever and ever and ever, when the Brig would have died literally instantly. So I think that's like the second fight now where you've lost because you didn't go for the killable target, which is Brig. Alright, we need to touch. I wouldn't panic. Like we still have like 10 seconds. And Tracer Lucio, like you definitely don't touch. Oh, that's not. But we're here now. Okay, again, we're just why are we carnaging the air? We're just, you know, let's swing in the air, boys. No, I'm kidding. So yeah, like we want to actually carnage people and not the air, because people take damage. The air doesn't. Okay, so like you're just in like a really bad spot, and like not like you, but just because like you're 3 down. It's a really hard fight to win. But even so, target priority can still be put into effect here. Now it would have been nice if you didn't waste your axe, but like that, you know, you don't have axe. Why would we not at least shoot at the Brig? I'm not saying you have to chase the Brig because it would take you off the card, but like why not at least shoot the Brig now, because she's way closer than the D.Va is. Like she is way more likely to die even with full health and shield than this D.Va is. So like why shoot the D.Va here? And like you didn't shoot the Brig until it was too late. And you might have gotten out from Brig as well, then you know maybe you can win. But so yeah, that's 3 fights where target priority has been a bit iffy, and you probably could have won at least 2 of them. I'm not saying you would have won the 3rd one. But I mean, so far, it's like, you're playing decent. You know, like, you're making some mistakes, like carnaging too far away. And, you know, playing a little far forward. But other than that, it's nothing crazy. So, cool, carnage. Okay, you get booted off. I mean, like, I don't know what headphones you have, but I can definitely hear this Brig, and I'm on 10 volume. And I'm going to assume you play on more than 10 volume. I could hear this Brig coming from a mile away. So, and plus you saw a shield. So why would you go to the edge when you know the Brig's here? You know? And for what, a D.Va who's half HP, who's not gonna die? Like, yeah, she's discorded, but she's not gonna die because she has DM, because she has flat. Okay, good shots. I like that you went for the Reaper here though. That was good. Like, you know, instead of the D.Va, you went for the Reaper. Now, it was only because the Reaper was shooting you. But do you notice that when you shoot people who can actually die, they die, right? Like when you shoot people who can die, they die. Why can Reaper die? Because he's half HP, and he's in front of like 2 people. Okay, we just go for Juno. This was a pretty good shout. I like this. It's like you recognize that Juno was on her own, and she had no cooldowns. Like she had her boots, but she had no speed, and you recognize that you can just go for this guy. And that he's very killable, so boom, you go for it. It's like when D.Va isn't on your screen, life is good. You make all the right plays, life is good. When D.Va is on your screen, you don't make the right plays very often. See, now D.Va's killable, so she actually dies. You just have to choose when to actually shoot people. Okay. Well, okay, good. Like good kill. You off-angled the soldier, which means he was distracted by your cast, and then you were able to come from an unexpected angle and kill him. But like, why not go for the Genji? The same exact thing is happening to the Genji, except he's like way closer and in an enclosed room. Like I guess it doesn't really matter. Good pick. I'm not gonna nitpick. Okay. Watch out for playing too close. Okay, good enough. There's speed. Just like give a little bit of space until the speed runs out. Whoa. Okay. That guy doesn't die. Wow. Okay. Main problem here, and I've seen this twice now. I'm seeing a pan like twice or thrice. You use Carnage from so far away. Like, in what universe is this thing? I'm pretty sure even with Shout, you're not hitting this knife. You just need to control yourself and tell yourself that, oh, okay, I think I'm too far. I don't think this Carnage is gonna hit. Like, I don't mind you staying in here because because you have Shout and you're not insanely killable. I think you overstay your welcome, even for this. But like the Shout is fine because you use Shout to get out, but it's just the Carnage. You need to use it when they're actually carnageable. Now I saw the vision there. The brig was close. Like when you pressed E, the brig was close. So you know I can see the vision here. Shoot, but then you stop the diva. Good stuff. Okay, so deflect, fly. Wait, okay, whoa. They have no cooldowns. Walk forward today. If you don't walk forward and at least use your Shout and Carnage, I'm gonna say bad things. Oh man, this could have been so much better. Again, Carnage from too far away. This could have been so much better. So because of your perk, which resets your cooldowns on ult, if you're gonna ult here, which you absolutely should, at least use your cooldowns because it's quite literally free value. Because you can use Shout to walk forward, which is going to be a good thing because these guys have no dash, no deflect, no shield bash, no whip shot, nothing to stop you, and I'm probably no speed as well. You walk forward, go for Carnage. You're probably gonna hit multiple. You're gonna get your ult, and then after they've taken the Carnage damage, they are gonna be half HP, and then you're gonna ult. They're guaranteed to die because they're already pretty low, and then you're gonna get more cooldowns. Now you still win the fight, but it could have been a lot cleaner. And here, I think you just panicked, right? After you ult, you have to quickly assess what is happening. You can't just press buttons here. I don't mind you shouting because you were low, but you can't just press every button. You have to look around quickly and go, okay, is anyone close to me? No? Okay, let me run on them with Shout. Then when I get close enough, let me Carnage. You see, you just completely panicked. Completely panicked. Now, good ult, you still win the fight, I think, right? Yeah, you still win the fight, so good stuff. But just try not to panic press all of your buttons because it makes you use your Carnage at a position where you can't actually hit the enemies. We're playing a little close, and our team isn't fully back yet, so just be careful. Yeah. We are in. Why is this bad? Because our team can't follow up. We want to engage when our team can at least either follow up or actually get value from these guys being distracted. These guys aren't getting a lot of value from Diva and Brig being distracted because they're about to get bladed. If you're playing like here or maybe on this corner, you would have the vision and the clarity to know, oh wait, my team's getting engaged by Genji. Let me maybe go for the Genji. Or like let me just hold this corner so that they can't push cart and get aggressive on my team. So yeah, just like look around a bit, kind of understand that there's a lot of things happening, and you might try and help your team at least, and if not, at least hold the fort and don't go in completely. Okay, Genji's. I mean that guy's feeding free kill. How many of them over here? Genji. Oh, you're going fishing. Okay, respect. Cool. Good try. Now just go for Diva because who else are you gonna shoot really? And I'm not gonna go too into depth on tank gameplay and like corners and stuff like that. I've made a couple of videos about tank. You can go look for them. But a main part of tank is playing on these corners. You want to hold this corner like your life depends on it. Like in real life, like not in game. The way you're going to use this corner as queen is when they try and push, you're going to use your shotgun, your knife, and your carnage to do damage, to force out cooldowns and try and get a kill. And then, two paths open up. Either you're going to be able to use your Shout to extend, like, kind of past the corner, which you don't really need to right now, so that you can go for kills, or you're just going to use the shout to back up. But even then, hopefully we would need to use the shout to back up because we can use cover to get to like the next corner, which is like here, and then like the next one, which is like over here or in here, just like anywhere. Okay. Cool, pushing. Like again, I don't mind this, and like I don't mind getting our shout force out here because like our whole team's here, they can follow up on it. Okay, watch out for the orbit. They have orbit. Oh my god, you're so lucky. You're so lucky. Now they used orbit, so you wouldn't want to play over here unless you also had like the like an ult advantage. And okay, you do. I didn't realize. But even then, you don't really want to fight in the orbit because the damage boost and the healing is just so strong. So I would like me personally, right? They use 2 ults, or yeah, they use 2 ults. Let me give space a bit. Let me go back to the next corner. And then when the ults are over and we have our cooldowns back, then we can walk forward and capitalize on the fact that they now have no ults. We don't really want to fight in their ults if we can help it, because you know we just take a bunch of damage and then we get D.Va stomped. Okay, we kill D.Va. Okay. You know I don't hate it. I don't hate the ult. I haven't talked about the ult a lot because there's just not much to say. You know, you've used them decently well. But just be careful using ults like this where you go really far into their spawn. Because if you know, things went a bit wrong, then your team wouldn't be able to follow up on these guys very easily. Because by the time your team peeks this corner, these guys are going to take cover, and then your team has to overextend just to shoot these guys. And then for you, this is mostly going to be a 1v4. If things were a little bit worse, if maybe there were a bit better players, this wouldn't be a good ult. Well, no, like I'm not saying it's not a good ult. It's a good ult, but a better ult would be they're over here, like where your team is, and they're kind of pushed forward. They're extended. Then you ult, get behind them, and you're off angling, and now you and your team are squishing them. Your team, their team, you're squishing them, and they're all antis, and it'll be really good. Compare that to kind of this. Like you're doing the same thing, but your team just isn't close enough to be able to follow up. And now you could say, well, my team is shit anyway. Well, maybe. But it's up to you to at least turn around and analyze if you're going to have that benefit of your team following up. But otherwise, good ult, you know, you got like 15, so, you know. What am I complaining about, right? Super bitch. Okay, what's Amora doing over there? Okay, did we land that carnage? We did. Like here, like, you know, really nitpicky. But as soon as you can get close, just carnage. There's no reason to hold on to it. The sooner you use it, the sooner you're gonna get it back anyway. What about that knife? Did we rush that knife? No, good stuff. Again, if you miss a knife, it's fine. It's about the intention with the knife. If you just chuck it out and waste it, then yeah, it's a bad knife. But like, as long as you're like intending to use it, then it's fine. Again, too far away. You're just too far away. Now here's enough, like probably a time where you could use your shout to hit the carnage. But again, this is still too far away. Make sure you're close enough to actually land the carnage. Okay, we have no cooldowns. This is very bad. We need to find cover as soon as possible. Here works. In this room works. Even over here could work because they have to like walk into the street to shoot you. Then your team can shoot them. But ideally, you want to be back here. Because, and I'm just going to theorize, you're going to get fucking annihilated in the next 2.8 seconds. Oh, wow. I'm a prophet. Wow. So, the reason why I'm saying you want to go to cover is because when you have no cooldowns, you are very vulnerable. You cannot do a lot of damage, and you cannot sustain a lot because you have no cooldowns. So, near the end of the shout, when you realize you're not going to get a lot done, try and walk backwards. Because walking backwards, yes, it's going to give them a little bit of space, but it gives you the freedom to recharge, the recharge corner. It gives you the freedom to not die and to recharge your cooldowns so that now you can re-engage with cooldowns instead of dying a tragic death. And then I'm going to assume after this, they just cap and it's just GG. Will you shout out of spawn? I'm not a big fan. Like I know they're coming close to capping, but at this point they're not going to be able to cap. Like, you can definitely get here without shouting. The reason why I don't like shouting out of spawn is because you don't get it by the time you come back. Okay, we know. Could have maybe carnaged that diva. But I mean, yeah, like what? What the fuck? Yeah, there's not a lot you can do there. They had a lot of ults. So, Mr. Mudkip, I just say the two main mistakes you make are target priority. Sometimes you'll find yourself shooting the tank, when instead you should take a small look around and see if there's maybe anyone more killable. Because there's multiple times in this game where it's been the same two people. It's really odd. Where you were shooting the diva, but the brig was actually closer to you and more killable. Like, for example, here you could have gone for the brig over here, but you didn't, and you would have killed her because Anna's here as well, and you went for the diva, but she's not very killable. There was another time, I don't exactly remember, but basically just go for the killable people. Now, most of the time, you do good. Like, you go for people one by one and you pick them off. But where you mess up is when you're in a brawl fight and there's a diva and someone else, you find yourself just autopiloting the diva. So what you should do is when you find yourself in a fight, just ask yourself, okay, who is more killable here? Is it this person or is it this person? And then if you need to remember, the reason someone's going to be killable is going to be for a few reasons. If they literally have low HP, they're going to be more killable than the rest of the people on their team. If they have no cooldowns, because then you can capitalize with your shout. If they're out of position, like for example, like at some point in this game, you knifed down the soldier and you pulled him straight out of position, which meant he was an easy kill. And if someone is isolated, i.e. also the soldier from before, you pulled him somewhere, isolated him, he was an easy kill. So try and ask yourself, okay, who is more killable here? Is it going to be the tank or is it going to be the brig? Now, I'm not telling you that you should only shoot squishies or you should never shoot the tank. Of course, there's going to be moments where you just shoot the tank because there's no one else to shoot. But in situations where there is multiple people to shoot, try and shoot the most killable targets. And second biggest mistake is that you're just using your carnages sometimes just out of range. So just make sure you're playing in range, like for your carnage to actually hit. Because sometimes you obviously just swing and you're just too far away. Anyway, if you found that helpful and you want to get coached by me, check out the top link in the description. It's basically like a private community where people can post and ask questions and comment on them. It's basically like a social media, but it's like private. You have to pay for it. In there, I do weekly coaching calls. I've got courses in there. I've got a full fundamentals guide, and I'm currently making hero guides for every hero. And as luck would have it, I'm making one on JQ right now. So if you're interested in getting coached by me, check out the top link in the description, or DM me on Discord for more information if you want like a separate kind of coaching service, because I'm offering those as well. I'll catch you in the next video. Peace.